Just collect like go and try to find the like treasures, like not not value of things, but
Yeah.
meanings of things,
Meaning of things.
yeah, and rarity of things also. So
And rarity.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I lived in the same house here in Langley for about 10 years,
Okay.
and one day the owner gave us an eviction notice, and but the first 8 years under a landlord.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years, I was he was evicted, so I was the oldest tenant. So he asked me to be like in charge of collecting the rent,
Yeah.
and so yeah, so get evicted. So I fought for everybody, and was able to remain in on the property for another year,
Yeah.
and until you know, there's nothing else I could have done.
Yeah.
So at Easter, he applied for a writ of possession, long weekend, of course. So I called the Supreme Court. That's where it was. Um, that's where he applied for it. So, and of course, nobody ever called me back. So after the weekend, we had to vacate the property,
Oh,
and yeah, so I became homeless.
yeah. This was 8 years ago.
No, that's last Easter.
Last Easter.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
recent.
So 7 months somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, before that, yeah, I used to collect like a lot of things.
Yeah.
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 So, and I was attached to things until I found one of my friend dead. He was sitting on his RV. It's like a Class C, so the door's in the back.
Yeah.
Well, on the side, but towards the back.
Yeah.
And there's a bench right there, and he was sitting on the bench, and he was dead.
Who's dead?
And
Do you know why?
overdose,
Overdose.
overdose fentanyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And I looked at him, and that's when, for the first time in my life, I realized that, when they say that it's all about your belief, of course, but when they say that when you die, you don't bring anything with you, you know.
Right.
It's not like in the time of the Egyptian,
Right.
right, to bring the things for the god, or or to so you have your richness in the afterlife, because,
Yeah.
or
It
it doesn't
doesn't work that
work
way,
that
right?
way. So
I don't think so either.
no, and that's when I really realized that that's the way it is. He's dead, and you're gonna put him in a bag, and that's it. There's nothing. He's going with what he's wearing, and that's the end of it, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of changed my way of thinking about life and people and things, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
real. That's a very real story.
I lost a lot of material things in the past few weeks.
You lost recently a few things.
Oh yeah,
A lot of things.
like everything.
Everything.
Yeah. I gather a cart like this with like
Yeah.
all my stuff
Yeah.
packed, and it was taken away. Uh, 3 times that happened, so I just
Yeah.
start over again,
Yeah.
and
Just
over
find
and
something
over.
else to
Yeah,
carry everything. Find another card.
yeah,
Find another.
yeah. So, and then it's there's good thing about it, and there's bad thing about it,
Yeah.
depending on the way you want to look at it, right?
Yeah. Right.
To me, I look at it in a good way, that give me more motivation to do what I'm trying to do, which is to get clean and sober.
Right.
And so I joined a team they call ICMT.
I see.
ICMT, the T stands for team.
Okay.
and I'm not sure the abbreviation, the ICM, but and so my worker, caseworker, her name is Victoria.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
Nice.
She take me for my appointment, doctor's appointment, and if I backtrack a little bit,
Sure.
just before we get evicted, I get a serious beat up in my house.
You got beat up?
Yeah, yeah. I was accused of stealing money at a friend's house, and which she apologized after, but she came with her boyfriend, and I got piped out and pretty bad. Ever since then, my memory's been like lost. There's yeah, I have a hard time remembering things like that just happened.
Oh, so
Also things that happened like years ago.
a little bit.
Yeah, people that I know. One example, a friend of mine went to jail for 10 months, and we were very close. And he came out, and I'm like, I know that guy, you know, but I can't, I can't remember exactly where, and
Right.
and
Yeah.
and I don't want to tell him because he's gonna be like, what's wrong with you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of play a game, play along with whatever he said, and then I'm trying at the same time put the puzzle together until he mentioned a situation that I clicked, it triggers, yeah, like he was my roommate,
Right. Right.
you know,
Right.
but I can't remember who he was. I knew that I know him, but I can't remember who he was. And he lived in the same house as me, across the street, across from my bedroom, right? So, um, I got doctor's appointment. They try hard to get me to detox and to treatment center. Excuse me. And so I missed 2 appointments already. I can't remember. And when I remember, it's too late.
Third time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last time is on Welfare Day. Um, three different time a worker from my CMT drove by me and to remind me that at 2:45 I got an appointment.
Oh, it's good.
So the first time and the second time and the third time I'm like, okay, I know. Don't worry, I'll be here.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I missed my appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been way too long. I've been on the street for 7 months. I've been doing that for 2 years, but I've been using drugs for like 40 years, you know.
Yeah.
So I got I got two sons, I got two grandsons, uh, probably your age, you know. You know, I thought one of my friends was dead. Um, the way he was laying on the ground, his hand was blue. So that's how I could see I was on a bicycle.
Yeah.
And then so I turned around and I get out of my bike, and he was like, thank God he wasn't dead. But I took my coat off. It was freezing,
Yeah.
and I put him on him, and I just rubbed like hard his back, to create heat, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and and there was a bunch of people sitting at the 7-Eleven who saw like everything, right?
Yeah.
And when I got there, they like, Sylvain, you're amazing. You're a very good person. And I'm like, why? Anybody would have
Anybody
done
should
the
do
same
that.
thing.
Anybody should do
You
that,
know.
right?
My faith and my trust in life and in the medical system and human being went from 100 to 0, right? So I went through a serious depression, which I didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I just stayed in my room, and I went from 220 pounds to 130 pounds. Yeah, I let myself go. I didn't want to live. I didn't want to kill myself because you know I'm not coward, right? Um, Everything that I tried to do, it took forever. So I'm like, yeah. But like I said, I didn't do anything to about it. If people say, "Oh, you could get money," yeah, I could have. I could be millionaire right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because I'm Canadian.
You're not Canadian. You're Canadian.
Because I'm Canadian.
Because you're Canadian.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Because in Canada, there's a thing says that you might not be responsible for what happened to you, but you're totally 100% responsible for your recovery, which I didn't pursue visit to my doctor or physiotherapy or anything.
Oh.
And because of that, there's no money. Uh, I asked uh, I asked them to reconsider the situation
Yeah.
so that my kids can have the same lifestyle that they had before.
Yeah.
I don't care about the money. I want them to have it, and
Yeah. Be safe.
no, that didn't work. So, and I was making pretty good money. I was working in camp, so
Working in what, sorry?
in camp,
Camp.
yeah, camp work. Yeah, I was in Kirimat, the last job I did, and yeah, I pay $55,000 in tax that year.
Wow.
So I was making lots of money. I was a B foreman, and so that's all I wanted them to be comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so all these little things,
Yeah.
It kind of kept me bitter, about life, and but slowly I start coming out because I stopped. It's like phases, I stopped the phase of blaming.
Blaming.
Who it doesn't matter, who did it, what happened, whose fault, who's at fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the end result, right? So what's done is done. Now what we're doing, right?
Yeah. What would you go
So
on?
that's helped me to move forward and to have a little bit of hope that
Yeah.
maybe one day I'll know why it happened, right?
Yeah.
Because they say this nothing happened for nothing. There's a reason why things happen.
Yeah.
You might not know at that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to take a year, 10 years, 20 years,
Yeah.
but down the road you'll find out the reason of why this happened. And it's been 6, 7 years now, and I still haven't found why. But they opened my eyes on a lot of different things. And one thing is that I always been like selfish, and today is like I don't know if that's the reason why, but today for me is that I'm not here on earth for myself.
Right.
I'm here for someone,
Yeah.
for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Yeah.
Maybe I met that person. Maybe I haven't met that person yet.
Yeah.
But I'm here for somebody, to
Right.
teach someone something. Maybe I'm never gonna find out. Maybe my job is done, and
Maybe, yeah, yeah.
that's how I live my life. So that's why I use every opportunity to help somewhat, to the best of my ability and
Yeah.
my capacity, and
Yeah.
so yeah. So yeah, now it's one day at a time, and uh, there's a little bit of hope,
Yeah.
you know. So there's a long way, ahead of like
Yeah. There is, but
yeah, but
yeah.
um,
But it's the journey that matters. It's not the destination.
exactly,
Getting
yeah,
somewhere. Right now, where you are, that's more valuable, I would say, than far more valuable than being respected for having some money or a job.
yeah, yeah,
Far more
absolutely, yeah,
valuable to
yeah,
take to risk, your own health and life.
yeah,
Actually, because you're cold too.
yeah.
You're freezing, I'm sure, for you before.
That's why I do, like
Yeah.
that guy Chris. I give him a pair of shoes. I
Yeah.
always like, if it's decent,
Yeah.
why throw in the garbage?
Yeah.
I pick it up and I give to people, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, yeah,
Yeah.
that are in need, and they're like me. I was like that before. I always say no. I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need it. I don't need anything.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
even if I was freezing and shaking, and I'm okay. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
pride, and you gotta learn to put that aside, and and I tell people, like, sometimes, like, excuse my language, but shut the up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah.
You know. So
Don't be proud.
yeah, it has nothing to do with that.
Pride kills us.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Inside.
yeah. You know. So I used to to be dressed like very well. Now it's I don't care. It's not what I'm wearing that's defining who I am. So